pocket. Drop it. Never took an L no more. Never took a damn thing slow. All I know is chase this dog and get money. Never gonna take no loss. Never gonna lose my sauce. All I know is chase this and get money. Get money.
All right, what's up, everybody? We are Dog Awful Betting. We are back with another podcast this week. I am here in Las Vegas at the Southbook Sportsbook and Casino, the only 24-hour sportsbook in Las Vegas. The other guys here, they're from Missouri, joining us via Zoom, so we can knock out this podcast. Parlay Puffin, Sideways Jarby, and Seffi Sanchez. Today, guys, we are going to go over, actually first, give us a like, share, follow, thumbs up, all that good stuff at the bottom. We're trying to build a following, be more popular so we can pump out some content. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, at Dog Awful Betting. We would appreciate it very much. But today we're going to do a podcast on our top 12 quarterbacks. To start out for the season. We're gonna rank them. We're all probably gonna have different rankings. I have a surprise at my number 12. I'm gonna go last just to give you guys a heads up. Nice little surprise for you. But yeah, top 12 quarterbacks. Let's start with Sideways. What do you got, Sideways? Who's your number 12 and work your way to 1?
Well, number 12, I have Watson, and the reason I do is just because I do think he's got a lot of talent, and I think that this year is probably going to be more of a breakout year. I'm not saying I stick up for the man for what he did off the field, but on the field I do trust his abilities. I think that he'll have this year. So I got him as number 12. Number 11, I have Tua. And the reason why, just the receivers really helped with his game and being able to excel at his game. If he can just stay healthy and stay on the field, he's a fine quarterback. Number 10, I have Cousins. He's just got great receivers. I know he's never really won the big one and always seems to have issues sometimes, but he is a winning quarterback when it comes to the regular season, and he just is efficient. He just puts up points and can spread the ball around really good. I have number 9. I got Dak. Just for the Cowboys perspective, I mean, reason why I put him above Cousins, I think they're about the same player. It's just Dak has got more of his legs and can run the ball. I feel like more than Cousins is not a run and all guy. Number 8, I have Rodgers, and I know he's getting old. I know he's 40. I know what it's like to be 40, but I also know that he is a still 2-3 years ago an MVP in the NFL, and I think that he's still a good serviceable quarterback, and I think this year for the Jets he'll be just fine. Next 7, I have Lamar Jackson. I have him just because an MVP at one point. I don't trust his accuracy of throwing the ball, but he can run the ball really, really good, and he's just a quarterback that you got to fear behind the line. Number 6, I have Trevor Lawrence. I have him number 6. He kind of had a breakout year a little bit last year, and I think that helped because of his coaching. We all know what it was like when he first came in the league with the coach that he had, who was terrible. So I think this year and last year you got to see a growth, and I think he'll take another step forward, one that is a good quarterback. Number 5, I have Herbert, just because I think, he's good. He's got a good arm. Just can't seem to win the game. Need to win. But he's got a good arm, got good accuracy. He fits the part. I've got him 5 just because, and not any higher just because he has not really done much in the football league as far as getting anywhere in the playoffs or anything. Number 4, I have Hurts. And I have this ranked 4 just because of what is on around him. I think the offense is built around him, and his offensive line is the best in the NFL. And so I think that helps him as well to be a good quarterback. And he made a Super Bowl last year. And heck, if it weren't for Mahomes and the Chiefs winning that game, he was easily the MVP of the NFL for Super Bowl last year. So heck of a football player. Showed it off last year. Number 3, I have Josh Allen. Again, he has his turnovers with interceptions, but the guy's got a strong arm, and he is a heck of a one that's a dual threat. So he's really good. Number 2, I have Burrow. He's just to me just a notch above Allen, just because he's just to me more accurate, can throw the ball really good. Number 1, my boy Mahomes. Ain't no one taking that title from him. I mean,
Mahomes.
MVP. He has never had a playoff game away yet as an NFL QB. He's always played his NFL games at home. He's been a 2-time NFL MVP, a 2-time NFL Super Bowl MVP, and he has done it when people thought he couldn't do it. When you take Tyreek Hill, oh man, what kind of season are they going to have? We don't know, because he took away Tyreek Hill, and yet he's just surpasses them all.
Sorry, I fell asleep. Sorry.
Gets the Super Bowl and wins the Super Bowl MVP, has an MVP season. He's just the best. I don't think there's no argument who number 1 is.
Oh, well, I can make an argument, but I'll wait. Seffi, who you got for your top? Oh, wait, Shane. So go ahead and give us your top 12 again. Start it with 12 and just mention their names.
12, I got Watson. 11, I got Tua. 10, I got Cousins. 9, Dak. 8, Rodgers. Lamar Jackson. 7, 6, Lawrence. Herbert 5. Hurts 4. Allen 3. Burrow 2. Mahomes 1.
All right, what you got, Seffi?
All right, so I actually really close to Jarvie's list. I'll go through the differences. So at 12, I have Patrick Mahomes. No, I'm just kidding. I do not. I wanted to, but I didn't. So I have Daniel Jones at 12.
Oh, that's surprising.
So
okay.
I left Watson off. He's in my gotta one more time list with Geno, Kenny Pickett. I think Mac Jones could take step up, and Deshaun Watson. So those are my gotta prove it guys. My older guys.
Hold on. Hasn't Watson already proved it?
Well, he took 2 years off.
But I mean, he's already proved what he's capable of doing.
Yeah, I understand, but I mean that's like Calvin Ridley wouldn't be in my top 10 receivers. I mean, he obviously could be, but I'm not going to put him in there to start. He's got to prove it again.
Okay.
And so Daniel Jones, I think he takes another step forward. He's not the flashiest, but I think that he helps that team, and they've got a good coach, and I like where they're at. 11, this probably the biggest difference in Shane's is I have Dak at 11. I think they take a step back. Everyone's in love with the Cowboys this year. He led the NFL in interceptions. I don't trust Dak, and I think he's on the downward slide, actually. So at 10, I have Tua, and I think he could make maybe the biggest jump on this list this year if he can stay healthy. Just with his weapons, I think he could be awesome. And I like the next 5 are right on par, right at Shane's. Cousins, Rodgers, Lamar at 7, Lawrence at 6, Herbert at 5, Hurts at 4, and then I have Burrow and Allen switched. So I have Burrow 3rd. I have Josh Allen 2nd. I'm not going to argue either way you want to switch them. I think that they're the ones right behind Mahomes that have any chance of catching him. And Mahomes, I can't argue with anything he said. He's definitely the top quarterback.
Where'd you have Rodgers at?
Rodgers is 8. I still think he's solid. Yeah, I think he's pretty good. But, I mean, those guys are – I mean, I thought that would be an easy list when you said to put the top 12 down. Yeah. And I struggled. It's hard to leave the guys out, golf's going to be –
I was going to go 15.
Stafford was still close for me.
I know. I was going to go 15. Then I thought about 10. I thought, 12's a good number because your 9, 10, 11, 12 guys, I think they're kind of right there together. So it's just kind of interesting to see where you're putting guys. I would say for the most part, we probably got the top 5-ish. They're in the same rough tier. Then you have 6, 7, 8, 9 in the same. You know what I mean? So I thought 12 was a good number to go with there. What do you got, Puff?
So I've got a little down at the bottom of my list. At 12, I actually have Kenny Pickett. I
What?
think, yep. He's
Whoa! Wasn't expecting that. That's a bigger
Wow.
surprise than mine, probably.
I hope you're
I
right.
think he's gonna be really good. He has, he's
Wow.
25 years old. He's an older guy. He's been around the game a lot. I think he actually has weapons that will really help him in year two. Mike Tomlin's a great coach. I mean, it's hard to go against Tomlin and what he can do, and so I like Pickett at 12. I think he's going to do good things this year. At 11, I have Deshaun. I think he's going to show a lot of people. He was off 2 years, but kind of like you said, he's proven what he can do. I mean, he was an absolute stud with the Texans. So if he can have any sense of resemblance of what he was, I don't think there's any question about him. At 10, I have Tua, and I have him at 10 because kind of like piggybacking off what Shane said, it's all about the health for me with him. His weapons are undeniable. If he can stay on the field, I mean, last year he was basically leading the MVP conversation before he got hurt. So I think that puts him in that area. At 9, I have Matt Stafford. I know he had a bad year last year.
Whoa.
But I think he's a Super Bowl champion. He's extremely underrated. I think being in Detroit for so long, people forgot he really is a good quarterback. And I think that, I still think he's got it. I think he has it in there. And if Kupp can come back, I think they're going to be decent. He was hurt all last year, so that makes a big difference. At 8, I have Lamar. He still has to prove it to me. I know he's an MVP, but I think the MVP that he won was primarily because of what he can do with his legs. He no longer has any excuse. He has the weapons in Baltimore to make that jump. If he can make the jump and prove it, then I'll be on board. But until I see him do it with his arm on a regular basis when it matters, he can't go much higher than 8 for me, but he's there because of his athletic ability. At 7, sorry, I've got allergies. At 7, I have Herbert. I think the talent is undeniable, but it's you got to prove it. He hasn't won anything. He blew a 27-0 lead in the playoffs last year. Maybe this year with Kellen Moore, maybe he'll, make that jump. But there's a lot of guys that have proven it so far above him. So for him to get higher, I gotta put him at 7. At 6, I have Josh Allen.
Wow.
Kind of the same thing.
6?
Yep.
Whoa.
He led the league. He led the league in red zone interceptions last year.
Bullshit.
Led the league in red zone interceptions last year. He cost the Bills the game against the Vikings. He has not gone. He shit the bed in the playoffs, other than the one game when Mahomes just outdueled him. He was outstanding in that game, and I would never take that away. But the guy has every single year, it's Buffalo's the team to beat, and every single year they just fall short. And he has nothing to show for it. He has no MVPs. He has no championships. He just doesn't have them. So for me, until you get there, you're and you lead the league in red zone interceptions, you're not in the top 5 for me.
Okay, go ahead.
Number 5 is Lawrence. Kind of like you guys. He showed a lot last year, I think, especially in that playoff game when he came back. So I think his weapons are there, and I think he's really going to have a good year this year. Number 4, I still have Rodgers as a top 5 quarterback. I have him at 4. 3 years ago, he was coming off back-to-back MVPs, and he played hurt last year in Green Bay. I don't think he wanted to be there. I think that was he just wasn't interested, and I think he is rejuvenated going to the Jets. I think he has weapons out the wazoo there this year, and I fully expect him to be the Rodgers of old. 3, I have Hurts, just based off what he did last year. Kind of like Shane said, he was a stud all year. He played amazing in the Super Bowl, and you can't take that away from him. I think his dual threat is a major weapon. So I have him at 3. Burrow, I have 2. Not much to say there, and then 1, Mahomes. pretty self-explanatory on those. So
All right,
Those
yeah.
rankings suck.
What's that?
why?
No, my big argument. I don't know. I don't know how you have Allen at 6 and you say he hasn't proved anything. He's proven a whole lot more than Trevor Lawrence so far. I mean,
I
he's good
disagree.
every year.
I disagree
And Trevor
completely.
Lawrence has had one decent year and made the playoffs and got lucky to win a game last year. Yes, Trevor Lawrence is good, but he's not better than Josh Allen.
Trevor Lawrence has had an eighth of the talent around him than what Josh Allen has had. The Bills are loaded, and Josh Allen can't do anything.
It's dumb. It's dumb. You're anti-Josh Allen.
No, I'm not.
That's it. Yeah, you are.
I'm anti-sucking in the playoffs outside of one game.
What's Trevor won? One game.
But look what he did last year against the Bengals in Buffalo. Joe Flacco would have been better than Josh Allen in that game.
Joe Flacco's good.
Oh, yeah.
Was good. I think Allen is a little low, but that's why we're doing these rankings. Just, anyway, let's go with my rankings. Got a surprise for number 12. It's going to blow your minds. It's not somebody you would think at number 12. All right. I'll give you guys a guess at who I put. Puffy, who do you think I put at 12?
Gino.
Sideways, who do you think I got at 12?
I have no idea.
All right, Seffi, go ahead. Who do you think I got at 12?
I think that you have Derek Carr.
You're all wrong. I have Tom Brady at number 12.
Oh,
yes, he is retired. He is retired, but you got to think, if one of these guys' QBs goes down, they're not going to give Tom Brady a call. He can step in and play quarterback for any one of these teams.
No,
he could. He's Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. He can. Okay. So I honestly believe Brady is the 12th best quarterback in the league, and he's not even playing right now. He could come back at week 6 and guide somebody to the playoffs. Just watch.
All right.
But that's my surprise pick right there. Number 12, Tom Brady. But the rest of my list, I got Watson at number 11. Like I said, he's already proven what he's capable of doing. Sure, he took 2 years off, but taking 2 years off as a quarterback isn't the same as taking 2 years off as a running back or a wide receiver. Like,
you're a scrambler.
Yeah, but he's not like he's a scrambler, sure, but like he can get it done with his arm too. Like he was on the verge of an MVP before he went out.
Oh yeah.
So I got Watson at 11. I think he's right there. I got Prescott at 10. I actually think losing Kellen Moore actually hurts him quite a bit, actually. I like Kellen Moore as an offensive coordinator. Mike McCarthy, I don't believe in what I don't know. I just think he's an awful coach. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do with Prescott. But the weapons are there. Obviously, he's got a great offense around him. But I don't know. I like Dak in the past. I think he regresses a little bit because Kellen Moore is gone. I got Cousins at 9. Cousins is just kind of there. Like, you know what he's going to do every year. Makes a few bad mistakes here and there, but he's solid. You can lean on him.
He's a stud.
Cousins at 9. I like Cousins. I always have. Jalen Hurts, I got at 8. I don't believe the hype with Jalen Hurts. I'm not real big on him. He had a great season last year. I'll give it to him. But I don't see it. I'm sorry. I just
Boo. What's that?
I got Hurts at 11. I'm not big on Hurts. He's the one that I'm not big on. Let's see if he can duplicate last year into this year or relatively close. The next year's rankings, I might move him up to 7. Who knows? We'll see. All right. I like Trevor Lawrence. He's definitely trending in the right direction, but I do have him at 7. I think he needs another year or two to really move up into 4, 5, 6 range.
Agree.
I think he's on the right path for sure. Doug Peterson's the right coach for him. Doug Peterson's a good coach. Going to put him in the right direction. I mean, look what Wentz did under Peterson, and Wentz went to shit. So I think Lawrence is in the right direction. He's definitely capable of getting up there into the top 5 for sure. I have Herbert at 6. So this is where it gets hard for me because I think these next 6 are like you could probably interchange them just about anywhere. I got Herbert at 6. I'm curious to see what Kellen Moore can do with him. I think part of Herbert's problem is Staley, their coach. Well, it's Staley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they need to get him out of there and just get another coach in there for Herbert. I think as far as just pure talent goes, Herbert's up there with the rest of those guys. He can make any throw.
He's better than all those guys. He just got to prove it.
Yeah, got to prove it in the playoffs. Got to win 4 MVPs before we can rank him 5. I know how that goes. Number 5 is my boy Lamar. I really wanted to go higher, but
I thought you'd have him higher.
What's that?
I thought you'd have him higher.
I wanted to, but like, I'm trying to be, realistic here. The MVP's there. Obviously, he's athletic with his legs. I think, and I'm curious to see how the new offensive coordinator, which direction he goes with that. He wants to throw the ball more. He's going to get that chance now. I think when he first came out, yes, they fit the offense to do what he can do. But I think as he matured, they needed to go back into more of a throwing style. Maybe we're going to find out. Hopefully it helps him. We'll see how that goes. Number 4, I got Rodgers. You can't argue with Rodgers before, like, couple MVPs 2 years ago. He still got it in his head. I think it's just a matter of does he want to play football? I feel like maybe he wants to be with the Jets, and maybe he'll give it all he's got this year. We'll see how that goes. I got Allen at 3. This one was tough between him, Burrow, and Mahomes. He's definitely better than Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion. Yeah, he makes mistakes, but hell, they all do, don't they? Shit. He can run it, he can throw it. I think maybe he runs it too much. I think maybe he needs to throw it a little more than what, I think he tries to ad lib too much and take off. But that's just me. I got Burrow at number 2. Burrow can make any throw you want him to make. He just needs a better offensive line. You give him a better offensive line. I don't think it matters who his receivers are. He's got some weapons, obviously, with Boyd, Higgins, and Chase. But you give him a better offensive line, I think he can throw it to anybody. And then obviously I hate it, but I got Mahomes number 1. You can't argue with what he's done. 2 MVPs, Super Bowls. One thing that I like that Mahomes does is like the way he can manipulate the pocket with his feet to keep him alive to make some of those throws that he makes. I'll give him credit for that. But I hate him just because Shane and Puffy love him. So, but I got Brady at 12, Watson at 11, Prescott at 10, Cousins at 9, Hurts at 8, Trevor Lawrence at 7, Herbert at 6, Lamar at 5, Rodgers at 4, Allen at 3, Burrow at 2, and Patty at number 1. So that's my top 12. But
the
we got
was left off yours.
Yeah, I think he can be good, but I just think his concussions or whatever he's got going on, I think that's gonna sideline him. But we got a minute left here for some reason. I guess because the other podcast messed up. You guys want to add something quick?
Well, I was just going to ask, like, which one of your top 5 do you think has a chance of taking a step back and getting out of top 5, and which one of the bottom half do you think has a chance of getting in the top 5?
Well, I would flip-flop Rodgers and Herbert. Rodgers could easily drop out just because, like I said, it's his mental of where he wants to be at. And Herbert, like I said, with the addition of Kellen Moore, I think could move up. So those could potentially be swapped up next year.
Gotcha.
All right, we got to go. Time's up, guys. We'll come back for another podcast. Peace out.
See you, boys.